Have you ever noticed that some people are almost impossible to manipulate? What's interesting is that many of them don't even realize it. Psychology calls this cognitive resistance, the ability to think independently instead of automatically accepting what others want you to believe. And if you relate to these signs, you may be much harder to control than the average person. The first sign: you question things. You don't blindly accept information. Just because someone sounds confident, your mind naturally asks, does this actually make sense? You look for logic. You look for evidence. You look for consistency. Because people who want to influence you rely on you accepting their claims without thinking. But when you analyze and ask questions, their power starts to disappear. The second sign: you're comfortable saying no. Many people say yes because they fear conflict, rejection, or disappointing others. But if something feels unfair, uncomfortable, or against your values, you're willing to refuse. This is powerful because control often depends on guilt and social pressure. The moment you stop fearing the word no, you become much harder to influence. The third sign: you notice inconsistencies. Someone says one thing but does another. They make promises they never keep. Their words sound kind, but their actions tell a different story. While others might overlook these contradictions, your brain naturally spots patterns, and that awareness acts like an internal warning system. The fourth sign: you don't depend on approval. You enjoy relationships, but you don't need constant validation to feel valuable. You don't sacrifice your self-respect just to be liked. And that's a problem for people who try to control others. Because praise, attention, and rejection only work when your self-worth depends on them. When your confidence comes from within, those tactics lose their power. But the final sign is the one manipulators dislike the most. Your silence makes manipulators uncomfortable. Many people try to provoke emotional reactions because emotions are easier to influence than logic. But instead of reacting instantly, you observe, you think, you wait. And that pause gives you something incredibly valuable: control over your own decisions. Because influence depends on emotional reactions. When you refuse to react impulsively, their power begins to disappear. The truth is, being difficult to manipulate isn't about being cold, rude, or stubborn. It's about protecting your ability to think for yourself. So, if you recognized yourself in these signs, remember this: mental strength isn't controlling other people. It's making sure nobody controls your mind. And the moment you learn that skill, you become far more powerful than most people realize. If you relate to these signs, comment "independent thinker" below and subscribe for more psychology insights.